If you ever had pain down your leg or recurring lower back pain or lower back tweaks, then I want you to know about hip airplanes. Hip airplanes are something that strengthen the deep muscles around your hip joint, your deep gluteal muscles. It's where your foot is connected to the floor and you're going through internal and external hip rotation around that leg that's on the floor. So attach your rib cage, torso to your pelvis, and those two are going to rotate together, and they're going to rotate away and open up from that hip joint and then close down on the hip joint of the standing leg. You can do this with a balancing floating leg in the back or just kickstand it in the back to start. Pretend your pelvis has wings out to the side and you're flying in one direction and then the other direction. That's why they call it hip airplanes. But essentially, you're really focused on that standing leg being very active, always having the knee over the toe, and then rotating your pelvis and rib cage around that point. It is a lot of work on those deep gluteal muscles. So master these basics first with the kickstand leg. There is a mid-range modification that you can make by holding a chair for balance or using a broomstick or some sort of stick for balance. So you have levels of balance that you're working on. But either way, you are trying to get that full range of external rotation and internal rotation of the standing hip that's working. Once you've got that rotation motion down, it's time to start changing your angles up a little bit. So use something with a balance contact, but then start playing with more of a tipped over torso. So trying to make your torso and floating leg parallel with the floor versus perpendicular. And I'm not very parallel right now because you're definitely going to see differences from your right leg to your left leg in strength and range of motion. A difference is totally normal. We kind of strive to get them a little bit more equal, but know that you can't. It's very rare to have something perfectly balanced in strength and in balance. So I try here to go and stay parallel to the ground, but you can see how my hip just compensates my torso right back up again. So you can do your best on whatever angle, torso, and leg float that you want to take. For sure, having a balance contact is going to get you better at that strength component. And then no contact is going to get you better at the balance component. Both are really great to work on. So just, again, visualize your rib cage and pelvis working as one. Don't let the twist happen at the lower back. Let the twist happen at the hip joint and feel that hip joint rolling around. Again, you can see there's lots of different modifications that you can use along the way to go through all of these motions, but for sure, it should get a huge burning sensation in those glute muscles. And if you think you've seen all the levels of hip airplanes, you have not. Now for the extra level where you add a booty band around your knees, so you add resistance to it all. And now this one, I still have a foot contact back behind me. Use a wall, it's easier to use for sure. I had very little surface area to do on this for the demonstration. But you put your foot back on the wall and then you keep the tension on the booty band or whatever TheraBand that you're using around your knees as you turn and do your hip airplanes. So the knees are kind of staying more stationary and you're again rotating your pelvis around that standing hip joint. This is wicked hard for me. Maybe your glutes are much stronger than mine, but try it out and let me know. This next one surprised me. This is the side that I've had a hip replacement on and thinking that I was still strong on this side, but I need to work on my strength. This one has better range of motion, so I got that back, but the strength-wise, you can see how my knees love to float together. So the goal is to really keep that tension on the band as you're going through your rotations. This takes way more brain than it should. Again, you can use a stick for balance and your foot back on the wall or kickstand it on the floor. Now you have all these levels of the hip airplanes that you can try out at your next workout. Good luck.